Hello everyone, welcome to another live session on the Beyond Lifestyle. We are trying to become your wellness companion, and honestly, thank you so much for such an amazing response to all our live sessions and all our podcasts, and especially the application. So, I, as a founder, would deeply like to thank you for all the support that you guys are giving us, and honestly, we're looking forward to changing or rather revamping a few lives for a better life and for a better wellness journey. So, thank you so much for being connected with the Beyond Lifestyle, and we love to be a part of all your discussions and we love having your questions. So, being a Friday, I'm sure everybody has got in the groove of the weekend. And Being a global application, I truly believe that Friday is a day to unwind and Saturday, Sunday is something that we can plan across for. So, where we're talking about planning, we of course will be talking about how we become integrated as a family. So, let's just talk about the important aspect that we're going to be discussing today with an expert, of course, is the parent-teen connection. The board exams just got over. A lot of people, a lot of children are turning out to be into teens as well. Now getting out of teens into adulthood post their 12th. And a lot of parents are also connected on the application who are parents of teenagers. So the 13, the 14, the 15, all the teens are difficult here. So we're going to be talking about the parent-teen connection and how rebuilding emotional trust is very important. And of course, to talk about that, let's take an expert who is into this. And we're going to be taking an expert who is a child psychologist and especially talks to teens and their parents and has curated various remedies and techniques in which she can discuss it with the parents as well as teens for a better wellness journey. So I welcome Shashwati Banerjee, who is an expert when it comes to children. And of course, teens is her forte. So let me just take her online so that all of you can swamp her with the questions. And we will be happy to discuss that on the live session, as well as if you are looking out for any further communication with her, you can drop down in our comments or in our DMs and we can get on a one-on-one consultation if you're looking out for with her or any other specific consultant if you're looking out for. So let me just take her on the live session and we're waiting for your questions to come in. Just allow me a minute. Hi Shashwati.
Yeah, hi Ashmita.
How
How
are
are you
you?
doing?
I'm good,
Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
yeah, I'm doing good, Ashmita. Thanks for asking.
Okay, Shashwati. So if you could give a quick introduction, I tried to give the introduction, but I hope I've been able to do justice. But I would want to request you to give a quick introduction to yourself, and then we can address to the questions that the audience has.
Yeah, hi. Hi everyone. I'm Shashwati Banerjee. I'm a positive psychology coach for preteen and teens. So I just try to help preteen and teens to overcome their challenges. I just try to understand their issues, generally what they are having. And instead of just fixing them, I just try to help them to achieve their goals. I just help them to understand that they have all the possibilities inside them, so they can do whatever they want.
Perfect, perfect. So Shashwati, I just want to ask before I take in questions from the others, why is emotional trust between a parent and a teen so fragile nowadays?
Yes, actually, that is the main point of this conversation. Means
Uh-huh.
somehow this gap has been created. Okay,
Right.
and it is unknowingly it is getting created between the parent and the teen. The main
Hmm.
reason what I have understood that once the child has started growing up, now the main focus of parents becomes academics. They are more focused on academics rather than emotional part of the teen. So that is one thing. So another thing is parents still feel like that their kid is a child. They're
Right.
not feeling like they're growing, they're teenager, they have their independence and all. So that is another point. then like a teen, they're feeling judged, criticized all the time. So there is a gap getting created between the parent and the teen, and sometimes over control or spying or not giving the proper privacy to them. Those are the reason. And sometimes I feel parents, they don't share their own struggles during their teenage times. So that is the, so whenever we are sharing our stories, no, so we can make the more connection to the child. So that is where it is missing, because nowadays everyone is busy, so
Correct.
we don't have that much time.
Correct.
And sometimes inconsistency in routines, that is also one of the reason. And different type of communication styles, and maybe not the correct time when they are talking. So it is not about love always, it is about time, it is about the place sometimes.
Right. Right.
Yes,
So, Shashwati, how is it different? Because I think every age has their own things to cater. From somebody, for example, if it is a toddler, they have a different way that they have to be kind of taken care of. When you're a teenager, there is a separate way that you have to be taken care of. From teenage, when you suddenly get into an adulthood, as soon as you turn 18, suddenly people start expecting you to become and act like an adult all of a sudden. And
right.
then in the growing years. So every stage is different. So when you're dealing with teens, how is it very different from the earlier or the latter ones that I mentioned?
Yes, the main part is teen. They want to be feel more independent. Okay, so that is where, because their identity is developing. So they
Hmm.
want to explore who they are, what they can
Hmm.
do. So, but
Hmm.
parents sometimes, what as a parent, what we do the mistakes, like we are feeling like no, they are still child, they cannot do it. So we are not totally trusting them. That
Hmm.
is one thing. And sometimes we try to overprotect them, because
Hmm.
maybe in our childhood we have faced this, and
Correct.
with our experience we want to protect them. But
Correct.
we cannot control everything, so let them face, we can support them. So whereas in toddler, and they are totally dependent on us. Okay,
Hmm.
for small thing, so they are dependent on us. Wherein teen, they have their own circle of friends,
Hmm.
so they are understanding everything slowly. So they are understanding the difference between the human beings, the different in characters. So in toddlers and all, they are not able to understand sometimes why they are behaving like this. So they are more dependent on us.
Hmm.
So that is the gap. I feel like they are developing, right? They're growing. So that is the difference when we are when we are handling a toddler. It is more easy because they don't have that much thinking power or analyzing power. Whereas for teens, they have their own analyzing power. They have their own decision making powers.
Right. Perfect. Okay, so let me just pick up the question that has come across, Ashmati. That a person says, I would really want to know about some signs or signals around emotional trust that we have as parents with our kids. How do we know it's broken or it's strained?
Yes. So first of all, that communication gap means they're they're almost spending most of the time in their room, or they're busy with their phone. They're just answering yes or no. Though that
Right.
is a very common thing for teenagers, they don't want to talk much. But whenever normal talk also becomes yes or no, that is a sign. And when they're sleeping properly, still they are very means tired, feeling like tired. And sometimes they're not at all sharing how was their day or something, nothing they're sharing. And what to say, sometimes they're feeling like they're ignoring you, they're trying to
Right.
avoid you. So those are the signs you will feel like that connection is missing. So
Right.
normal talks also, they are getting irritated or getting angry. So those are the signs you have to think, because if it is serious issue, I can understand. But if normal talks also, if a child is getting irritated, or they are feeling like, why are you trying to control me? Those kind of words they are using. So that time we have to think like, yeah, there is something missing.
Right. So, Shashwati, when we were speaking earlier, you mentioned, in our time for that matter, which is not very far from now, but in our time, we never knew of heavy words like, anxiety or depression or, very, I won't say heavy words, but honestly, words which can disturb the elder person who's attached to the teenager or the younger lot. So, do you really think that somewhere or the other, when you're talking about a parent and a teen or an elder and a teen, both of them need to understand that when is the high point and when is it something that just only for the fact of getting attention is being addressed.
Yes, that is actually because nowadays to get attention of the parents or to get attention of the means the important person also nowadays child they're doing like this.
Right,
But
right.
actually, I feel like as a parents we will understand whether that is
Hmm.
the right way they're behaving or that is just means to get the attention. Okay,
Right.
so but sometimes as a parent, we do also mistake like when they're telling the truth,
Right.
maybe really they're feeling low, we are
Right.
dismissing their feelings.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So what we will say, this is normal, we always feel
Hmm.
it is common for everyone. So
Hmm.
generalizing their feelings. So
Hmm.
if parents are continuously doing like that, so
Hmm.
when the right moment comes, really they're depressed or really they're feeling low, they will not be able to identify. And
Correct.
sometimes I saw means when there is really problem, maybe sleep
Hmm.
issues will happen,
Hmm.
anger issues will happen, and concentration level will get decreased. Maybe they will
Hmm.
overeat, or maybe they will less eat, and
Hmm.
there will be change in their interest. Maybe they were
Hmm.
very interested in drawing or some of the sports, and suddenly they stop doing it.
Right.
And sometimes they will start avoiding socializing. That is
Hmm.
one of the things that we have to be very careful,
Hmm.
because teenagers generally they do like socializing, they
Right.
want to hang out with friends. So
Hmm.
that is where we have to means when they stop doing that we have to be a little bit means not concerned, but we have to look into the things what is going on in their life.
Got it, got it. Okay. So, Shashwati, there's somebody who asked that do you think today's teens are emotionally different from previous generations? Is it technology, societal pressure, or something else?
See, emotionally different, I cannot say that is emotionally different because there is no new emotions came, right? So emotions are same. Maybe
Right.
the way of expressing that is becoming different. Initially, our parents were not that much aware of those kind of things, emotions and all. But nowadays, as a parent, we are more aware of the things, and
Hmm.
we are only more highlighting some of the emotions, maybe some of the depression, some of the stories of ours we are telling. So
Correct.
communication is more open now, we are more
Right.
open to this kind of talks. So
Correct.
emotion is not different, and nowadays because of social media,
Hmm.
we came to know about so many things.
Right.
Before, when at our age, it was not at all there.
Absolutely,
So that
absolutely.
awareness was not with us, not
Hmm.
even with our parents. So,
Hmm.
and because of internet nowadays, kids are able to search by themselves whatever they want to
Absolutely.
search.
Hmm.
So that is the thing. So I can say that emotion is same, but
Hmm.
the way of expression, the way
Right.
of gaining knowledge, so
Hmm.
those kind of things are varying from time to time.
Perfect, perfect. Wow. Now, obviously, I mean, you're very right. Emotions cannot be that this generation has separate and that generation is separate. We basically have, similar way of expressing. It's just that how you are doing it is variant for every person altogether. Perfect.
Yes, and I want to add one more thing. Maybe in our time, we were not able to express our emotions so openly,
Right.
because in some of the families have some of the restrictions that you cannot
Hmm.
talk like that, you cannot tell this. But nowadays,
Hmm.
because of this parenting courses or because of some of the things, we are open. We are okay
Right.
that our child shares things with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect. So, Shashwati, there's another question that has come in that That person wanted to know, how does lack of emotional trust at home impact a teenager's mental health, decision making, and self esteem?
Yes. So lack of trust means when that is broken, just let me give you some example, like suppose one teenager, they have just started writing a journal, but a parent is very curious that what is happening in their life, and so they're secretly reading something, the parent, and some of the reason maybe the parent thought like it is not right, and they're trying to correct the child. So child will definitely understand that somehow my mom or dad came to know it from my journal. So
Correct.
the trust will be broken that time only. So
Correct.
the journaling is a very good thing, right? And when you find out that someone is secretly reading your journals, so that
Right.
time the child will totally means the possibility will be they will stop writing the journal.
Absolutely. Right.
They will, and then the parent had the opportunity to know so many things, but suddenly if they stop writing, they will not even know anything. And the
Correct.
best part, another part is like if they stop writing journal, it is a very good way of expressing feeling. They will feel light, and their imagination will increase. And so when the child stop writing the journal, definitely those emotion will pile up on their mind.
Right.
So that will definitely affect their decision making, and not even with journal, they will not be able to trust with some other thing also from their parents. And
That's true.
sometimes another thing, I will give you some other example, like what happens. Suppose some of our kid, they are telling about some of the crush in school or colleges. And as a parent, no, sometimes in a family function, we just make a fun of it.
Right.
So that time means even not even a teenager. Sometimes I saw this for a toddler also. Some of their secrets, when they're opening on a family gathering or all, they will feel ashamed.
Correct.
So they're trusting you and telling you something, and
Correct.
when they're making it open in a public forum, that will
Correct.
break the trust. So
Correct.
we have to be very careful, because definitely this trust is everything. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so when this trust is broken, they will in future they will not be able to trust anyone. Okay, and they will feel the difficulty in trusting someone, and obviously that will affect their decision making as well.
True, very true. Because at the end of the day, they tell, the ones in confidence, and if that is shaken somewhere or the other, it leaves a deep rooted impact in them for a longevity as well.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, there comes a question from someone. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Both of you are parents of young adults, young kids, and I believe so. Wanted to know, what are some unconscious mistakes parents make when trying to fix their relationship with their teen? Would want to know point of view as a parent, psychologist, as an entrepreneur.
Right. So first of thing, in just we want to fix our relationship. The parent try to become over friendly. So that is the thing. So, but we have to understand parents, they cannot become a friend of your teen or of your toddler, because in parenting there is some limit boundaries, but whereas in friendship we don't have any boundaries. We can share anything. There is no restriction in friendship. So, okay, so don't try to be, because they cannot, whenever your teen is sharing something to you, you cannot be a open-minded
Right,
friend. You will
right,
try to protect them, you will try to
correct,
judge them, you try
correct,
to give some suggestions to them. So,
correct,
which they don't want actually.
correct.
So,
That's true.
they just want someone who will listen to their stories, whatever they're sharing. So instead of so to fix the relationship, don't try to become over friendly. That is
Right,
one thing.
right,
And unconsciously mistakes means sometimes telling our stories is good, but telling means I did this, why you are not able to do this. So instead of
Right.
hearing them, you are telling them that you did this well. So that is unconsciously it will come with our experience.
Correct.
And another thing is, um, like academic pressure, that I already told, that focus for parents is academics when
Correct.
they're teenagers, how they can excel in academics, those kind of things. So that is actually come automatically when we are seeing that this person is doing this, and we all want our children to shine in their life, in their career.
Right.
So that is automatically that parenting instinct will come
Right.
unconsciously.
Correct.
So, and unconsciously means what we can say. So you also share something, Ashmita. What you
Yeah, I
think?
think I would divide parenting into three, as I mentioned earlier in the conversation also, that for example, me being a mother of a toddler is just about 4.5. So for me, parenting would be very different. Where obviously, while you're teaching your kid, one of the parent needs to be a good cop and the other needs to be a bad cop, because at the end of the day, they if both the ends are very over friendly or very nice with them, the growth will hamper. They will not know what is right and wrong. And suddenly, when you become a teen, also, you cannot be a good cop extremely as a mother, also, at the end of the day, because there will be times when your kid will be sharing a couple of things with you. Because for me, as a personal experience, I have an elder sister who has a son who's 18 now. So while he was growing up and in his teenage years, there's so many things that a child will not speak to their mother, but will speak to somebody else that they're close to. So
Yes,
luckily, I was the one he was really close to and used to talk about, whether it is a crush, whether it is something happening in school. So while they're growing up, whenever it's a teen, I think even we as teenagers, whenever that close to our parents were not somebody we at the end of the day go to. Our friends are much more important to us, or somebody who we can vent out to. So in that scenario, parenting will be different for a teenager, parenting will be different for a toddler, and parenting will be absolutely differently being taken, because even till today we are having parenting done. Our parents are still kind of guiding us on a lot of things. So however old you get as a parent, they will always treat you as somebody who's very small. But at the end of the day, to let them be and to make their own individual decisions is something which is very important. But of course, being that guiding light or the guiding angel in their lives is something which is very important, according to me, as a parent. And I think between the two parents, one has to be that both of them have to work together in being, as I said, a good cop and a bad cop, so that
right.
the child actually develops in a better manner.
Yes, yes, right. Also, I want to add another thing, right? Sometimes, suppose relationship between the teen and the parent is not going well, and to make it good, sometimes we are approving whatever they want, demand,
Right.
fulfilling their demands. So
Correct.
sometimes we are maybe feeling that my child is not loving me like before, so maybe if I give this many things, if I'm approving all his things, maybe he will love me back like that.
Correct.
So that is one of the biggest mistake I can say we will
Right.
do. If we do like this should not be done, because we
Absolutely.
should be consistent on what we are saying, so that means our child will understand, okay, whatever I do, my mom or dad will be consistent on their decision.
Correct. Because I think no materialistic thing can overall change an individual's perspective or perception towards what they have to
Yes.
achieve in life as well. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, let me take another question. Okay, so the person says, if trust is broken with the teen, what is the first step a parent should take to begin rebuilding emotional safety with their teen?
Yes. So first of all, I want to, if the trust is broken, just apologize genuinely that, okay, I did this mistake, and let's talk what can be done to means make it work. So we
Right.
have to also, means as a parent, sometimes we feel like we should not apologize to our kids. We cannot tell them like we made this mistake, but it is not the correct way, because if you have done something wrong, definitely you have to apologize with them. So
Right.
that is the first step for a parent if the trust is broken. And show interest in their hobbies. So involve along with their daily routine, so that you are showing interest in what they are doing. So that is one. And give whatever, express your feeling, like yes, I can understand that you felt bad, even I am also feeling bad. So just express your feeling, how you are feeling when your teen is neglecting you, or
Right.
your teen is not sharing with, so your emotional pattern also they should know. So
Correct.
those are the things you can try, and try to give some neutral time. So I have told many times, like not is all the time. It should not be productive time. Okay,
Hmm.
we have to give some free time, like
Right.
making dinner together, or preparing tea together, or playing something. No need to discuss anything productive. Just be a
Correct.
neutral time. So those
Correct.
are the things you can try if the trust is
Correct.
broken. Yeah,
Correct. Correct. And I think those moments are something which is very important as well. You don't need to wait for any, occasion to do that or anything. I think those little breaks that you take in life is good for an adult also as a parent, and is good for the
right,
child also in terms of their upbringing. Perfect.
right.
Perfect. Okay, let me just pick up another question. So this person says that I am a parent of a 16-year-old daughter. Would want to know how we as parents can set healthy boundaries without making teens feel controlled or micromanaged. I think a very common question.
Yes. So making setting healthy boundaries, first of all, like going out with friends. Let me take that as an example. Like if your teen wants to go out, definitely as a teenager we have to allow them to go out. But
Right.
instead of maybe they want to stay out till 10 o'clock. So
Hmm.
instead of saying no, no, you cannot stay, don't go, like that, you have to say okay, you can go, but you have to come back by 7:30. So be
Hmm.
consistent, so that you are asking them to go also, and you're setting a time limit.
Correct.
So if they're feeling like okay, you are approving them to go out, and they will not feel like left out kind of thing.
Correct. Correct.
Also like screen time, so that is one
Hmm.
of the thing. And setting boundaries, see, for a toddler and all, we can set like a timer and all, but
Correct.
when they're becoming teenager, it is very difficult. So we have
Absolutely.
to, yes, so we have to, we cannot fight always. So
Hmm.
like you have to tell them, like set a specific time where you can see the phone. So set like whenever you are studying, just keep the phone outside. Okay, so
Hmm.
once you are done for half an hour or 45 minutes study, then you can go and check your phone for 10 to 15 minutes.
Hmm.
So like that, you are not absolutely stopping the phone also, and your work is also being done, because you cannot stop them for looking for phone for a long time, right? So 45 minutes of study and 10 minutes of phone time, like that you can give. So, like that, you have to set, and definitely, whenever you are setting any rules, you have to talk to them whether they're okay with it. Just like that, you cannot set. And
Correct.
also, like no phone during dinner table. So, that should be applicable for all the family members as well.
Right.
So, when you are following that, definitely your teen also will follow. Like, okay, my mom is not looking at the phone dinner time, so,
Hmm.
so take the dinner time as a quality time for
Correct.
both of you.
Correct. Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
yes. So, like that, along with them, we have to make the rules and
Hmm.
set the boundaries.
Hmm. So Shashwati, just out of curiosity, I mean, you've been, connected with a lot of teens. Is that really working out with them as well?
Yes, whenever I feel like, instead of when the parents are saying just do this, do that, that
Hmm.
will not work. Okay, so
Correct.
but
Correct.
whenever they're sitting together and making some
Hmm.
plan, and
Hmm.
sometimes some negotiation should be there. I am telling 8 o'clock means directly 8 o'clock you have to. So we also have to be little bit flexible.
Correct. Correct.
So
Correct.
means if it is 8:30 and you are shouting, then it will not work.
Correct. That's true. That's true.
So yes, it works.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Let me pick another question. We are really short on time, so I'll just quickly pick up the question. And okay, which daily practices can help to keep communication between with teenagers when they feel down?
Okay, which daily?
Which daily practices can help to keep communicate with teenagers when they feel down?
Okay. Means when the teenager is feeling down. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So when the teenager is feeling down, don't start asking so many questions. First of all, what happened? Why are you feeling like this? So don't ask, because we also means let us take our example also. When we are feeling down, maybe
True.
we also don't like so many questions. Maybe you
Correct.
can ask I can see that you are not feeling well, so let me know when you are ready to talk.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
maybe when they're feeling down, you can make a favorite food for them, a
Hmm.
small cup of coffee or some chocolate shakes, whatever they like, you can prepare for
Hmm.
them.
Just like a
You can
mood
ask
lifter,
them,
basically.
yes, you can ask them, can we go for a walk? Or maybe
Hmm.
you can tell like, I am feeling like go for a walk, will you accompany with me? So it is
Hmm.
about you, not about them. So maybe
Correct.
your teenager will like to, okay, my mom wants to go for a walk, let me go along with her.
Correct.
So, so like the way you means that way you are making them to walk along with you, and their mood will also change because your
Correct.
environment you are changing, right?
Correct.
And maybe you can ask them, let's go for a, if it is a girl, maybe you can ask them, let's go for a shopping,
Right. Right.
which will not
Anything
work
which
for
basically
boys.
lifts their mood and changes
Yes,
their mood overall.
yes. And for changing any of the mood, we have to change our environment. Okay.
Correct.
So if they are sitting in a room for a long time, somehow you have to ask them to move out of the room somehow.
Right. Right.
So whenever we are changing our environment, definitely mood will change.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Shashwati, due to shortage of time, I will just pick up the last question so that whoever is left can just drop in the question in our DMs
Sorry.
and we can get back to them as well. So
Yes.
let me pick up the last question. What, according to you, is the balance between giving teens independence and staying emotionally connected to them?
Yes. So independence means we have to give them small choices like making maybe the budget for the family for the month, or
Hmm.
making some plan for a small vacation,
Hmm.
and maybe so like that small choices you can ask them to make.
Hmm.
Definitely it will. And independence meal, suppose they want to go to a friend's party, so ask them,
Hmm.
do you know the route, can you go alone? So
Hmm.
like that small small steps you have to give them independence. And nowadays tracking is not a problem, so you will know
Correct.
the whereabouts.
Correct.
So, and staying emotionally connected means once your child is feeling like you are trusting them, you are giving them independence, definitely that emotional connection will be strong. Okay,
Right.
my mom is trusting me for this budget plan, and
Hmm.
definitely means they're making the effort and creating the budget plan, and you are not at
Hmm.
all following it. That will
Hmm.
not be, if it is not correct also, we have to adjust little bit and we have to follow, so
Correct.
they will also feel valued. Okay, I made this
Correct.
and they are following it.
Following it. Perfect.
Yes,
Perfect. These can be some golden rules which I think every teen parent or rather any parent can follow and have
yes,
those small changes and tweaks in their life which will make the child at the end of the day better as an individual, because that is what we're growing up to be. We would want our children to be better in the coming future as well.
yes, yes, definitely.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Ashwati, for joining us on the live session. We've left a couple of questions as of now that I can see, but anybody that we've left unanswered, please, we will be happy to answer your questions. You can leave the questions with us in the comment or in the DM, and we'll get back to you.
Yes,
Thank you
sure.
so much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Ashwati.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Ashmita.
joining.
Yeah. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thank you. Bye bye.